Nathaniel, how you doing today?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Not too bad at all. Go ahead and share my screen for a second. I think this is going to be super useful for our viewers. So, tell me a little bit about your background.
Hey there. I started in IT from a very young age, so always working on computers. And after a while, I got into real estate. My dad owned a construction company, so we built houses growing up. And then I worked as a broker out in New Mexico for about 4 years. Went back to the IT and marketing world and started this software company that kind of helps realtors and other people in service-based industries build their sphere of influence and get clients on social media.
So, before you came up with this automation tool, I'm guessing that you were looking at a lot of people who were just like, man, I know the people I need to know are out there on Facebook, but clicking on them one at a time, trying to make friends, get them on my calendar, get remembered. It's a grind, right?
It really is. It could be like a full-time job for like two or three people doing that all day, every day.
Yeah.
And with the automation software that we developed, it enables you to go in, set the preferences that you want to find your ideal clients, click run, and then walk away and go run your business.
So that's amazing. So if I'm a real estate investor, a lot of them obviously are realtors themselves. I want to find sellers, right? I want to buy my next property and invest,
hmm
and I want to focus on, we'll be a little cliche. I want to get into the Smokies, right? Why not?
Okay.
Um, Walk me through how I'm going to set up filters and how is this thing going to target exactly the people I want to know. What can it do and what can't it?
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to find essentially where people spend their time on Facebook. And oftentimes, if you're looking to find clients that already own a house, you are going to like join groups or look at advertising that caters to that clientele. And so you can run the software against ads, you can find influencers, look at their posts on Facebook, and you can set up the software to filter for all of the features of your ideal client and just click run and it will submit a friend request. It'll submit an introductory message and it'll just fill your inbox with all of those potential clients.
That's incredible. So just to rephrase it so the lay people can understand, people who are me, I see a post from an influencer that says,
hmm
"Hey, everybody, come check out, this region of, Western North Carolina or something like that.
hmm
You should really invest here." Da da da. And it's got 200 comments or something like that, and 500 likes. And I'm like, man, I want those people to know who I am too. I just go ahead and tell your software program to try to friend everyone who engaged with that post, and it just does it while I go and work on other things.
Yep, exactly.
That's absolutely insane. So what kind of results have you seen, and who's using it? Is it mainly real estate investors, realtors, or who are you marketing it to?
I primarily market it to real estate agents and brokers because that's the background I came from. And so I was like, I always struggled trying to find new clients, especially when I first started out. And just to keep that pipeline rolling, I was like, okay, this is kind of the audience that I have been called to serve, and I want to be able to offer it to them. While the software can be used in any service-based industry, any business that runs any kind of marketing or audience searching on social media, then
Mm-hmm.
you could just employ it that way. But for me, I target the real estate agents and brokers.
Yeah, I know that we are such believers at Lumos in automating some of this work away, getting AI to do the things you shouldn't be spending your 40, 69, 90 hours a week on as an entrepreneur.
Yep.
That like we're suggesting it to everyone. For our co-hosting, we're probably going to build it right into our solution and let people know like, hey, if you've got this retreat center, that you want to blow up your top line revenue, it's all about building relationships in the community and knowing the right people, not having a race to the bottom with like lowering your average daily rate and just trying to be a little cheaper than your competition. It's about getting suggested, getting known, and having a tool like this that just gets your name out there as specifically as yours does without you doing any extra work is just insane. So we're huge believers in it ourselves for sure. Before you came up with this, like what was it like trying to just go out there and do this by hand? And what mistakes are people making with the Facebook, I'll say, algorithm, that they probably don't even realize why it's not being effective for them?
One of the things with the Facebook algorithm is that it tries to prioritize posts and content that it thinks your audience wants to see. So if you are not getting likes or comments on your stuff, then it's going to think that all of your content is not publishable essentially. And so one of the other things that my software does is enable you to schedule content. So if you're having content going out like every day or twice a day, 3 times a day, then Facebook is going to prioritize all of those to your audience when it thinks that they are relevant, right? So when you're using the client prospector to pick your audience, it really helps to be able to narrow that down and select the people that are going to engage with the content that you produce and get rid of the ones that won't, right? And then when you're having conversations with people and they're engaging with your content, Facebook algorithm thinks that you know each other like in person. And so it's going to prioritize your content over anybody else's. So it's like all of these pieces of software work together to push your message in front of the people that you want to see it.
Interesting. So again, bringing it back to like our mutual clients, since we do coaching and co-hosting for real estate investors. If I'm a real estate investor and I want to know potential sellers in this or that geo, if I even get that friend accepted and I DM them and they DM back something really simple, Facebook starts to think, oh, these people are friends. I will prioritize, Teresa's content in Nathaniel's feed, and you'll start to see more and more of me.
Exactly.
What are the biggest mistakes that people are making where they're just doing everything all wrong, even though they're active, they think they're using social media to grow, but they just don't get it and they're doing the wrong things? Like who's out there spinning their wheels?
People who are not actively friend requesting new clients, when you're just pushing content out to like a static friends list, that is that's acts more like an echo chamber where you're going to get the same reaction from the same people all of the time. When you start expanding your sphere of influence by adding more people, sending out more friend requests, and that audience grows, Facebook is going to think that you have relevant content to that audience, and it's going to prioritize your stuff even more. So like all of these things, like I said, work together to you expand your audience, you put out more content, you have these conversations, and Facebook thinks you are like a professional creator.
Right. Is there a secret, I think you said secret formula, because I've been on your website a lot, to the content you put out there? A lot of people have some body of knowledge that they know a lot about, but like deep down they want that next lead, right? They want that next hook. So they go for the kill. Hey, get to know me. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. What's a better formula for putting content out there that people will actually be like, oh, that's refreshing. I want to know this person.
You want to produce content that is value-based. You want to give without any expectation of return. And so one of the things that I try and do is I produce content that gives tricks, strategies, clues on how the Facebook algorithm works, things you can look at, websites that you can go to, like even within Facebook's own terms of service, you can go and see like this is what we use boosted posts for. This is what we use advertising for, and they're very much not the same. And they use different backend platforms, and Facebook doesn't even prioritize lead generation for a boosted post, because if you're trying to get leads, it's not going to happen with that kind of a content.
That makes a lot of sense. Like the more you want it, the less you're going to get it, kind of thing, right? If
Kind
you
of
look
like
at
that, yeah.
Yeah,
So when you're
that makes a lot of
producing,
sense.
yeah, when you're producing content, you really want to put stuff out there that people are going to see as valuable. Like
Mm-hmm.
you want them to interact with it, yes, but you don't want to have it being like always asking for a sale or always putting out there that you're a realtor or always putting out there that, hey, you should come to this open house. You want to provide value for your audience.
How do you, and here's the funny question, how do you promote this on Facebook without getting caught? Like, why do you still exist, Nathaniel?
I try and stay below the radar. We have portions of the software that are built to mimic human interaction even while doing these automations. So like when messages go out, they're built into like different segment structures. So, and they're completely randomized. So when I create a conversation with somebody, just as like an opener, I'll have like an intro, a rapport section, just a question that is very general, just to start a conversation. And so when you randomize all of those different aspects, Facebook just sees it as normal human interaction. Versus if you were to copy and paste the same message to 20 people, Facebook would immediately label you as a bot.
Interesting. What about the time interval?
Very similar to that. The software can be set to send messages out at different intervals, like up to 10 minutes apart, which keeps it more toward human interactions where you are not constantly sending messages. Like I was just saying, if I copy and pasted a message 20 times and just sent that out within a matter of minutes, Facebook would throttle you, and it would probably be like, okay, we don't trust this content, or you're being spammy, and they're going to shut you down. Whereas ours, we have it to where, you can set up that time limit. You can do it anywhere down to, I think, like 2 or 3 minutes. Just separate those messages out so that it's more leisurely of a
Right,
conversation.
right. Seems more like a natural human rhythm.
Yep.
And again, the thing is set it, forget it. So when you say set this, set that, da da da, you're setting the parameters one time, and then the thing just
Correct.
runs every day. So how does your workflow run? I know you use a dedicated computer. Talk to me about the key things that people have to know to use your software correctly so that it does keep running.
All right. Well, we set up, once you buy the software, you get these pre-recorded training sessions that show you how to go through and input all of the settings, so that once you set it up once, you don't have to keep going back day in and day out every time you want to fire this off. So for me, I log into my computer first thing in the morning. I spend maybe 30 seconds making sure all the settings are correct. I hit run, and then I can log off and walk away. So once you get that first setup, it takes maybe 5-10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's good to go.
And you, on your personal profile now, you've got a couple thousand followers, but those are not just random people Facebook has told you to connect with. That is a curated list, and it's been very successful for you, right?
That's exactly right.
So walk me through
And
those numbers. If I say, well, I can get 10,000 friends because Facebook tells me to friend people all day, and I just click, 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 and I friend them. Why would I want my 10,000 crap friends over your 2,500 curated specific list?
because
Answer to the
even though
question.
even though Facebook offers you up those suggested friends, they might not be your ideal clients. They might just be people you would know based on mutual friends.
Mhm.
And so when you are actually prospecting for clients on Facebook using our software, you have these selection parameters that say, I want people with this job title in this area, part of this group, or that follow this influencer. And you can tailor all of those based on what you think your ideal client is.
Mm. I love how specific it can be. I love the idea of finding a post and going, oh, you went to such and such, short-term rental conference. Okay, I want to friend everyone who I know went to the conference and likes this content, right? Struggling with
Exactly.
such, struggling with your bookings. Okay, everybody who comments there, I want them, right? You can do anything like that. So for me, hanging out with real estate investors, it's a critical tool. Super excited to hear anything else that you want to add, like last minute bonus content for people out there trying to win at the social media game and quote unquote get their name out there. What else should they know?
Once you hit 5,000 friends, we also have a piece of software that can unfriend everybody that doesn't engage with your content. So anybody that doesn't comment, doesn't like, if you don't have like conversations going with them, you can dump them by the wayside and go restart the entire process over again. So like you get to 5,000 friends, you delete them all, you add 5,000 more, and now you have 10,000 followers, which you can actively engage with on a daily basis. And it just goes up and up and up.
I love that. So how do you make sure you don't, do they get a message if you purge them? Like your Aunt M or something like that, like I
Nope.
unfriend you.
Right. And you can also add people to a whitelist. Like my
I just love
parents,
it.
I'm not going to dump them off of Facebook. They like watching what I do.
Right, but
So
what
I
if they
add them
bought
to
from
the
you,
whitelist.
Nathaniel?
Do
Come
what?
on. What if they really bought from you, your parents? Come on. It's really worthwhile.
No, they're set. They're good.
They're good. Awesome. I'm going to make sure I share your information one last time. We are an affiliate, so you can hang out with us with our marketing coaching and learn more about his platform as well and get it right through Lumos. I'm very proud to say that we are a very strategic partner of Nathaniel's, and hopefully I'm not shooting too many leads your way, but I just think this is the coolest thing that you've come up with. So to learn a little bit more, here is his bio and the website and the email. Again, feel free to go through me and my business partner, Sarah, if you're interested as well. Nathaniel, thank you so much for being on. I think this has been super, super valuable to our client base and looking forward to staying in touch.